Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from AnthonysCustoms, and for this review, we are looking at the Ultra Act GLEN Fire figure from Tamashii Nations. So it's going to be very similar to your standard SH figure arts, but this figure is particularly awesome. Not only is the base part of the figure really cool, the accessories are unbelievably fantastic. I haven't seen accessories that I enjoyed as much as these. Even though they're fairly basic, they're still really cool. So instead of me talking about the figure while it's on the stand any longer, let's just get him off the stand and take a closer look. This guy stands roughly just under 6.5 inches to the top of his translucent orange head, which makes him just about 16.5 centimeters, right around there. And before we get into the accessories, I want to just talk about the figure. It has shading throughout. There's little bits of kind of airbrushed shading all around, so that makes it look pretty nice. It's got this kind of a flat red with an almost flat but more of like a satiny matte finish for the silver. We have translucent part on the chest here, which has orange shading and a thing in the middle there, which looks really cool. And then the head has some painted silver on there, but it is completely translucent, which is really nicely done. The translucent plastic is just fantastic. It's really vibrant, but also very translucent, so that's a really nice feature. Now let's take a look at some of the accessories. The first one I want to show you is for the head. So actually I guess I should zoom back in so you can see that. So we have this standard headpiece, which is kind of angular, helmet-looking-ish, kind of, not fire. But his name is GLEN Fire, and he does have a lot of fire going on, so let's give him a little bit of fire on his head. This piece just replaces that top piece, and it makes his entire head look like it's flaming, which is just really good. They nailed the sculpt of the fire itself, and again, the translucent plastic is just superb. So that's a really nice piece, but I think I'm going to leave it off on this just because the head, I don't want to draw all the focus away from the other cool stuff. So the head's really nice. Of course, we have some interchangeable hands. We have the 2 fist hands that are on the figure. That's pretty standard. Most figures have those in the package. Then we have some style pose hands, a couple of different kinds. And then we have the same ones for the other sides. So we have the more open palm and the kind of stylistic posed hands. Then we have a thumbs up and we have a gripping hand. And the gripping hand is really good because you can use it for the staff accessory, which is particularly nice. It's all translucent plastic with that nice orange and yellow shading, and it does have a couple of spots on it for you to actually put the hand around it. So that is particularly nice. And then if that's not enough, we get a different staff accessory, which has the sweeping flame, which looks really, really good. So good. I love the flame effect on these. They did a great job sculpting that. So we have that. Then we have another hand, which is this one, made for holding the fire, which is really cool. And then we have one last hand, which is actually just fire that pegs on like an interchangeable hand. So that's a really nice one. The fire effects on this guy are just great. As far as the figure itself, it's fairly basic. The head is on a ball hinge and the neck is on a double ball peg. You can move it around pretty well, aside from the fact that this collar will get in the way a little bit. But, I mean, other than that, you can move it around just fine, and there's no way around that, so it's not really something to complain about. For the shoulders, we just have a ball peg that connects into the torso with that kind of cap that just fills the gaps. We have our ball hinge for the shoulder itself with our bicep swivel. Pretty much your standard shoulder. Really nothing special, nothing new there. Double hinged elbow, a little bit better than 90 degrees. Not the best range, but it's definitely good enough. And then we have the ball hinges for the wrists, which do give you some versatility, but as you probably know on a wrist like this, they don't really give you that much. It's really just enough to give angles to the fists or hands, however you want to use them. Nothing really dynamic. We have I think it's a single ball peg for the upper torso, but you get pretty good range out of it. It gives him nice enough range. You can rotate it all the way around and lean him forward and back and side to side. And then you also get the, I assume it's a ball peg for the lower torso, but it doesn't really have that much play in any one direction other than just rotating it. But even then, it's kind of stuck. So I'm not sure if it's just stuck or what, but it doesn't really give me much, so that's what I have to tell you guys. For the hips, we have our pulled down ball pegs or hinged ball pegs. So they look really good when they're all the way up. Then you can bring them down and rotate them all the way forward if you want to. They go back, of course. Then you have the ball peg to move the entire leg around on. And you have a thigh swivel. Unfortunately, when you use that, sometimes it pops off. So you're going to want to be really careful with that. If that happens enough, it could become even more loose. The knees look really good when the legs are straight. How do they look when they're bent? Not bad other than the gaps. I like the knees other than being able to see into the thigh and the shin. They're pretty good though, otherwise. You have nice range and they don't look bad as far as the kneecap itself goes. For the ankles, we have a ball hinge, as you would expect. They have almost no range going forward though, so that's a bit of a problem. All the way back, you can rotate them around for an ankle rocker, but due to the sculpt of the lower leg, it really doesn't work that well. And you have a toe hinge, which is pretty decent. So it's not a perfect figure by any means, but it's pretty darn cool. And once you get him posed with those fire accessories, it's definitely going to make him even another step cooler. So I do recommend him. It's a pretty darn cool figure, and I think you should probably buy one. I think that would be a good idea. So there you go, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I upload a new video every day, sometimes more than one. We do figure reviews, custom figures, video game stuff, whether it's playing or reviewing. I still have to do more reviews though. Movie and TV talk and discussions and reviews, just all kinds of stuff. So make sure you subscribe if you're new to the channel. And in the meantime, keep collecting.